everybody, it's Tim with Combat Fly Fishing. So I am heading to a lake that I've never fished before. It's kind of interesting how I came upon this lake. I'll share that with you later in the video. But it's a little bit of a drive, so I'm going to do a solo camping trip out there and try my luck at this place I've never been to and see what happens. If the lake turns out to be a bust, I'm going to be in an area that has a lot of fishing anyway, whether it's creeks or other lakes. So even if the lake's a bust, I still should be able to find some streams that are holding some fish and still have a good time. But yeah, I'm kind of excited at this one, just to kind of get out there and try something new. So stay tuned. About a mile away from the trailhead and the road has gotten significantly worse, but the 2002 Toyota Tundra seems to be handling it just fine. So nothing I've seen so far that worries me. It's just slow going is all. But yeah, you definitely couldn't get a Subaru up here. Well, you might be able to, but you'd have to really slow way down and have a spotter and stuff, or just a lifted Subaru. I've seen those. That would do the trick. So, but yeah, this is it's pretty cool. Whew. Okay, that was pretty sketchy. That last part. There was quite the boulder field that I had to get through. It looks like it's just nothing more than a drainage. I've got about a mile to go, and it is getting sketchy. So we'll see how much further it's gonna take. So far, so good. I mean, it says, it's open to four-wheel drive vehicles. So well, this is opening up a little better. Look at that. We don't see some wildlife. I don't know what's going All right, well, I just came up that wasn't nearly as bad as the other road hazard I had to go through, but I didn't think it was the proper time to videotape. I was clutching the wheel and making sure I did hit the skid plates a couple times, so I think I navigated it just fine. There's this weird black fluid flowing out from under my truck, but I'm sure it's nothing. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I'm not leaking anything. But look at this place. It is beautiful back in here. So I did find some hikers on this trail, and he had said that there's some more obstacles up ahead that I might have a problem with. So I'm just kind of looking around and seeing where it is that I can turn around if I need to, but I'm gonna go for it. So, all right. All right, so I made it. The Toyota Tundra did awesome. I mean, was there ever any doubt? I mean, there's just, the thing just rocks. My wife is always telling me, get a new truck. And I always say, why would I do that? Why would I do that to the Toyota Tundra? Anyway, I was talking to Bill, who is the hiker. I don't know what it is. Everybody I meet on the trail, well, not everybody, but a lot of guys I meet on the trail is named Bill. But Bill said, well, this particular lake, you're going to want to wear waders because there's a lot of shallow shoreline and it's hard to get to the fish. And at the very last minute, I said, you know what? I am going to bring my waders just in case. So I'm gonna put my rods together, get weighted up, and get after it. Can't wait. Sorry, I got distracted. I was busy talking to another guy who came up here. He brought an old, vintage, probably 1950s, maybe 1940s even, Jeep up here. And he was even saying how much he was struggling getting up that road. So I mean, I made it okay, but I will say you're not getting a full size. Like, I got the 2002 Toyota Tundra, and that is not even a full size pickup truck compared to today's full size pickup trucks. But there's a spot between a boulder and a stump, and yeah, you're hard pressed to get through there with any. I mean, I was inches from each side, and so I don't know how you would get a full-size vehicle up there, like a modern day Toyota Tundra. You're not getting it up there without doing some major damage. Tacoma, no problem. You get a Tacoma up there, no problem. But you'll need something that's just a tad bit smaller than a full-size pickup. But Tacoma, I wouldn't bat an eye taking a Tacoma up there, a modern day Tacoma. But boy, whew, there was a couple sketchy parts. But only a couple. The rest of the road was no problem at all. It was nothing. I was good to go. But what are you gonna do? So, all right, well, I'm gonna rig up, and then I'll meet you guys out there on the lake or when I'm hiking out there. It shouldn't be too much farther. So, all right, got the fly rods rigged up and I'm on my way. So, shouldn't be too much farther to the lake. It didn't take too long to get here. There's 3 other people fishing this lake, but it's a big lake. It's probably, I want to say, probably 10 acres, maybe a little less. But I've already talked to all 3 of the people that are fishing it, and they're real nice. So
Now it's just a matter of figuring out where I'm going to fish. All right, I'm just going to start working my way around the lake and get a little lay of the land. This looks pretty shallow in here, so it's probably going to be dry fly if I see something cruising. A lot of mosquitoes, and I mean a lot. So all right, here's the inlet. Looks very nice in here. It's real shallow. Looks like there's shelves, but they're way out there. Yeah, it looks like these are just hikers. These are not fishermen. So, must be a big hiking destination. There's a troller right there. Oh, he came right by it. I'm seeing some good sized fish trolling, but I still don't think it's going to turn on until this afternoon, until it warms up a little bit. This cold front popping through here is not helping. There was a pretty decent mosquito hatch going on when I first got here, and this cold front moved in and put it down. So I'm going to check out this upper lake. It is considerably smaller, but there's supposed to be some fish in it. Look at this guy. Look at this dude. He didn't even care I'm here. Sorry, buddy. All right, here's the upper lake, and there is no one here. So I saw a ton of hikers coming through here, but I think they're catching this saddle right here and going to the top of the Continental Divide and hitting that Continental Divide trail that runs along the ridge line. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there have been a lot of hikers that have come through here. They're taking that switchback up into that saddle, and up on that saddle is the Continental Divide. Yeah, this upper lake definitely has a deep shelf running off it, real close to the shoreline. Look at that. Yeah, it's just boom. That's deep. That is really deep. It might be worth throwing into. Kind of like to get the lay of the entire lake before I throw in again. I had one troller who took it and then snapped me off. Took a a dropper. Haven't seen much more in the way of fish since him, so I'm just gonna keep walking, see if there's a decent area. I mean, this is a deep lake compared to the first one's bigger in size, but this one, oh yeah, look at these. There's trollers all in here. All right. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of trollers in here. Just gonna throw in and see if I can get them. So look what I found. Found over here in the outlet, a bunch of spawning cutthroat. That's disappointing. I thought the spawn was hopefully gonna be over, but it's like a koi pond in here, but they're spawning this shoreline. I threw the GoPro underwater just to see if I could catch some National Geographic shots, but I think that's what's going on. I didn't see anything like this in the lower lake, so I'm hoping maybe because that's a more shallow lake, the water's a little warmer and their spawn is over. But this upper lake, it's got some nice fish in it for sure. I mean, at times there's probably 7, 8 decent sized trout just all schooled up. It looks like a koi pond. But these fish won't take a fly. They're cool to look at anyway. All right, well, hooked into 3 fish. All 3 spit the hook. Well, one snapped me off, but the other 3 spit the hook. So I am off to head back down and see if the lower lake's gotten any better now that the sun's finally come out. Oh boy, there we go. But holy cow, this is tough. There's some decent fish in this upper lake there. They're obviously just on the spawn still, which is a little frustrating. I thought for sure they'd be in their summer mode, let's eat, but oh well. Right as I came down to the inlet, I saw a big monster just tooling around the inlet in the real shallow water, all colored up. But he wasn't stopping for me. I couldn't even get a cast off to him. So I'm just gonna kind of explore this section up here. I wasn't able to look at because there are people fishing it, but I'm gonna go take a quick look-see now that the sun's out and see what I can see. Oh yeah, this is real deep over here. I mean, there's a shallow shelf. It looks like it gets pretty deep right off that shelf. That's probably where I need to be fishing. So I found this on the shoreline. Looks like some kind of animal. got into it. It's pretty fresh, and I'm finding bear scat all along the shoreline, so very well could be a bear. Got this trout, this cutthroat. Alright. Interesting. Alright, finally. So I went deep with some chironomids and I finally hooked up. Holy cow. That was something. I don't think he's very big, but he's I'll take him. Holy cow. It's a decent sized fish. Come here, fella. All right. Okay. First landed fish of the day. Oh boy. That feels good. It definitely feels good. Alright. He's not real big, but I'll take him. Oof. Not super huge, but I'll take him. Thanks, buddy. Oh. Okay. Well, there you go. Alright, I'm finally licking my wounds and heading back to the truck. So, I did learn a lot today, though. I learned that that drop off right there is a prime area for fishing chironomids. I learned that the upper lake is still at least partially in spawn mode. And tomorrow we'll have to see. Just spook something out from under here. Tomorrow, I'm going to be up bright and early. Let's see if I can get on this lake early, because the evening bite isn't anything to write home to Mom about. But tomorrow should be sunnier, I think, and a little warmer, so that might change some things up. But regardless, this is a really cool place. Well, that was an interesting day. There were not many fish. Hooked 3 up in the upper lake. They all got off. One actually broke me off. That was the only fly I lost today. And then I ended up catching a nice, probably 12, 13 incher. But he was meaty. He was pretty thick on some chironomids. But I was able to get a lay of the land, and hopefully tomorrow things are a little better. What I didn't realize, it's only 4:30 right now. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy cow, So, but that's okay. I'm going to go set up my camp. I'm going to cook dinner. It's going to be steak and, well, actually filet mignon and baked beans. So, and right now
brought some hard-boiled eggs. I'm gonna crush those real quick because I'm starving to death. So filet mignon, baked beans, and hard-boiled eggs. What could possibly go wrong? So, all right, it's time to get these waders off and find a suitable campsite. This should be fun. All right. Found my little campsite. I think this will do nicely. Truck parked right there. There's a stream down there. Already built fire pit. This needs a little bit of maintenance. So I told you guys that I came across this place in kind of an unusual way. So a few years back, I had heard about this book that Tim Kelly wrote. He's been dead since the 80s, but he first started putting together this Colorado fishing and hunting guide. And it's not in publication anymore. And after he died in the 80s, the person who actually put this edition out, Don Hart, he ended up taking it over. But I can't find it in publication anymore. So this is the 18th edition. So I'm assuming late 80s, early 90s this was put out. There's some advertisements in here. None of them have websites attached to them, so you can kind of tell it's probably from the late 80s, early 90s. But so the other day, and literally just the other day, I was thumbing through this, and one of the pages was dog-eared in this book. And so I looked at it, and this place where I'm at right now was underlined. And so I got with my wife and I said, hey, I want to go up there and do an overnighter. It's kind of a long haul from where we live. And of course she says, go for it. And she's a great gal. But so that's why I'm up here. I'm up here because someone dog-eared this. Who knows who it was. Oh, and let me tell you how I got a hold of this book. I had to go online and I found it in a used bookstore in Kansas. That's where I found this. And they only had the one copy, and it's tattered and worn and sun faded and everything else. But there was a page in here that was dog-eared for this particular lake. And so I said, you know what? I'm going for it. So just here I am. And I'm having the time of my life. I've only caught the one fish, but tomorrow's going to be a better day. There's going to be more fish in the net. I can just feel it. And I am just having a really good time out here camping. There is nobody out here, and I mean nobody. I haven't seen a car, a hiker, another camper, anywhere. So, there you go. That's how I came across this place. So I just went for it. And so far it's worked out pretty good. So I'm pretty happy. All right. Now the grill. Go. So I didn't bring a can opener, so I'm going to use the old utility knife Let's see if I can get this thing to work. I've never opened a can using an old-fashioned can opener. Let's see. You know what? I am gonna wear gloves while I do this, though. All right. So I'm in. That doesn't seem like that is the right tool. Let's try this one. Oh yeah. Well, maybe not. It started to work and then it just stopped. Yeah. Nope. Unless I do it this way. Yeah, it just won't cut it. All right. I will not be stopped. There may come a day that I don't get into this can of beans, but it shall not be this day. I don't want to dull my blade. God, this thing just looks like it should work. This just has can opener written all over it. I mean, there's not like a standard can opener. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, Gerber, you have made me a hero. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Voila. All right, this is gonna be good. Can't wait. Ooh, look at that. All right, good morning. It got pretty cold last night, but I stayed relatively warm in that little Coleman tent. I've got a pretty good sleeping bag. No fire this morning because I want to get right to fishing. So I've cleaned up most of the camp. There's some condensation on the tent. I'm letting it dry out, but for the most part, I am all packed up and ready to go. But I do want something warm, so I'm going to just have one of these little pack meals for breakfast. And throw on the old jet boil.
and let her rip. But it is just a beautiful morning. Couldn't ask for a nicer morning. It has just sleeping all night with that creek going, and I actually slept pretty well. So, all right, well, I'm going to have some breakfast, and then I'll get back with you guys here in a little bit. Well, it's a little warmer than it was yesterday morning, and the sun is out. There's not a cloud in the sky. I'm sure that's going to change as the day wears on, but no, I've got a good feeling about today. I think I'm going to go back to that spot, that deep drop off, and absent any surface activity, I'm just going to throw some chironomids subsurface and see if I can get a few more fish to the net. There is a ton of bug life out right now. Terrestrials, like ants and beetles, and some other stuff floating around. Some mosquitoes. Birds are out. This is going to be a good day. So I'm going to start off with the same nymph rig that I started off with yesterday, with just a couple chironomids. And then for my dry rig, I don't know if you can see that, I've got a foam back Calabatus CDC winged emerger. And I don't see any Calabatus out, but they didn't want anything else. So I'm gonna throw that out there if I see one cruising, see if they want to come up for it. I'm gonna make my way back to the inlet where I caught that one yesterday, and hopefully today it turns on. Fella. Hey buddy. Oh, you got a little baby. There goes a little baby over there. We're on. Wow, that happened quick. It's not a big guy, but after the day I had yesterday. Yeah, they like that silver one. This is the second fish I've caught on that silver bead chironomid. Man, they are ferocious. Oh yeah, they got a real nose for their rocks. Look at that. They are just gonna... Wow, what a good looking trout. Nice. Keep it in the water over here. Down, falling on my butt. That's right. Wow. Look at this guy. Oh, he's loose. Look. Yeah, he's off. He took that silver bead chironomid. Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, they're pretty ferocious. On again, thank goodness. It's been a while. Oh, geez, this guy's running right at me. Oh, yeah, they just dive right for those rocks. Another one that's not super big, but I will take him nonetheless. And I took that same chironomid. That's the only one that seems to be catching fish. Ooh, 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 ooh. Gotta manage some of this line. End up stepping in it and getting all tangled up. Oh, another real pretty one. Yeah, look at that. All right. Not bad. Super little guy, but he took a dry fly, so. Golly, look how cool he looks. Alright. 3 times better than yesterday. Alright, so some major weather moved in. It's raining pretty good. Not enough to drive me off the lake, but enough for me to put my rain jacket on. Oh, it's really coming down now. I can't even see my strike indicator. Alright, stay tuned. It's really getting bad now. I'm gonna have to go find some place to shelter up. And here comes the hail. Holy cow. Woo! Yikes. Yeah, this is really getting bad. This is enough to drive me off the water. Yeah, the rain lightened up a little bit, but it looks like there's another front right behind it. That looks pretty nasty. So I'm expecting another hit, but I'm close enough to the car. I might just go retreat to the car, get some lunch in me, and then come back and see if there's any dry fly action. It's a tough lake. It's definitely not for the faint at heart, although it might just be the timing. All these lakes, I've had days where it's lights out and then you come back the very next week and nothing. So, and a lot of times these cold fronts put the fish down pretty hard. So we'll go back to the car, see if it clears up, and then make a determination. Of what to do. Not even back to my spot, and another storm rolled in. It's already thundering. It's pretty crazy. It was clear skies, and then boom. So I've come this far. Got my rain jacket, so I'll just give it another go. Yeah, this is frustrating. The second I got out here, this storm was rolling in and here comes the rain. I'm like, good grief. Yeah, we're right back where we were before lunch. Holy cow. These storms, I mean, they come on in a blink. This one's not, I don't want to jinx myself, but it's not hailing, so it's just rain, so I can stand that. I think I'll just try to wait this out. If it gets too bad though, you'll know, because it'll be, you know, Ready Player One, running back to the car. And here's the hail. I'll just sit here and protect my hands and wait this thing out. Alright, the rain let up, but I think another round is on the way. Right now I'm just gonna try to get one more out of here. So there's been probably 5 people showing up to fish today. I haven't seen anybody catching a fish. So either they're just as bad of anglers as I am, or this is just not. I mean, it's pretty darn cold outside. You got to think that it'd have to be a little bit warmer for them to really turn on. Well, I did say one more. That's the smallest one yet, but hey, I'm down. Oh boy. The sun came out and then all of a sudden whack, this little tiny guy. I mean, he is the size of a sardine. Come here, little man. I appreciate you getting my heart going though, I will say. There we go. Oh, and he's gone. Four times better than yesterday. Hey, well, this was fun. The fishing wasn't great, but just staying out here and seeing new water, I think really had a good trip. You know, I've been at some of these lakes where I haven't even seen a fish, so There's definitely some big fish in here. Maybe once the temperature goes up a little bit, they'll get a little more active. It's still relatively cold. I'd say mid 60s right now. And then when you have those storm fronts moving in, the temps drop into the 50s. So really no surface action to speak of, even though I'm seeing cruisers. They're not eating, they're just moving around. But still, more fish to the net than yesterday. They progressively got smaller. The first one I caught was a real nice one. Second one I caught, a little smaller than that. Third one was on that ant pattern, and he was really tiny. But then nothing beats the fingerling who ended up taking a chironomid. But still, it was a real good time. I had fun. And this is just a really neat lake. Now, if I can just get down that road, which I'm sure I can, getting up it's the difficult thing.